Dev did a video recently on Bortoletto's Wikipedia photo, and it reminded me of something I did literally forever ago when I first started doing TikTok, which was rating all of the drivers' Wikipedia photos. And I want to be so clear before I begin this that this isn't rating how they look in the photo, it's rating like the quality of the photo based on whether I would want it to be my Wikipedia photo if I was that person. You know what I mean? So we're gonna start with Max Verstappen, who he does look great in this picture, okay? But personally, it's from Zandvoort 2024, and I just wouldn't have chosen that race. I don't think Max would probably choose that race to like have the picture from. The British flag in the background is also a little bit off-putting because obviously he's not British. I mean, it's for Lando, right? Knowing the context, we understand that, but I just feel like there are a lot of photos of Max on the podium that we could have gone with, and this is probably a troll because obviously Wikipedia is done by Wikipedia editors. Like, these drivers aren't choosing these photos themselves. Honestly, if it were me, I would literally become a Wikipedia editor purely so that I would have control over my own photo. Or maybe you're not allowed to alter your own. I don't totally know how it works. And there also are a lot of rules around what photos can be selected. So I'm not truly shitting on them. I think it's funny that people try to change it to bad photos on purpose. I know that happens, but this is just from the perspective of would I want this to be my photo. So for Max, we're gonna go 8 out of 10 because it is a good picture of him. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, we'll see some that are a little bit wild. Next up, we have Liam Lawson, 3 out of 10. I'm sorry, but like, has anyone ever been less prepared for a photo than he was? Like, someone clearly just like came up to him and like took a selfie. He looks like he's actively talking. This simply could not have been the best option, so unfortunately, it is gonna have to get a 3 out of 10. Next, we have George. I like that it's from Silverstone, and it's a good photo of him, especially considering that it's like a little bit more candid than some of the other ones. Obviously, on the podium, they're also not gonna be talking, so he looks nice, he's smiling. And I am going to be a little bit picky by giving it an 8 out of 10. I can admit that, okay? But I get pickier the closer we get to the top of the rating scale. I just wish that it was like a little bit more cropped because it's kind of busy. I feel like this could be a 9 or a 10 if you just cropped it in a little bit more on George. Next up, we have Kimmy. This one is so cute. I love it. I do. That being said, I am going to have to go 6 out of 10 because number one, it's very far away. It's also pretty outdated. And yes, it's only from 2022. And there are other drivers who have photos from way older that I've rated way higher. But when they're younger, especially like so young as Kimmy is, the difference is just very stark over the course of 2 to 3 years since this photo was taken. Now I'm definitely being picky, but we come to Charles, and I am going to give this an 8 out of 10. Not because he doesn't look amazing, he does, but Charles always looks amazing. Although I will say his hair particularly is giving here, but I just feel like he's kind of making a weird expression. It looks like he's maybe about to open his mouth to say something, or like maybe licking his lips. And the wire in front is a little bit distracting. But beyond that, I just feel like globally there are so many better photos of Charles Leclerc out there. Like, there are just so many good pictures of him in general that maybe that's why I'm judging this one a little bit harsher. Because I mean, like, the lighting is good. He's looking majestically into the distance. But I just feel like there's so many iconic photos of Charles that I would have picked that one. I meant to say choose one of them. Obviously, I didn't give a specific option. Maybe I'll make another video that's the photos I would pick. Obviously, I don't know what the limitations are. On to Lewis. This one I pretty much feel the exact same way about that I do Charles's. Like, he looks great, but Lewis always looks great. I feel like there are so many stunning, iconic, jaw-dropping photos of Lewis Hamilton in the world that we should use one of those. And also, he looks a little sad in this. I mean, that's probably not the case. They probably just caught him at a moment where his face was resting, but not that he has to be smiling, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a random picture to use. So 8 out of 10, I feel like is pretty fair. Oscar, I'm gonna give a 9 out of 10, and you're gonna say that I'm crazy because there definitely are so many better photos of Oscar than this random one from the paddock. And I just talked about that so much with Lewis and Charles, but this particular photo, I feel like exudes Oscar's polite cat vibe that he does give off. Lando, I'm also gonna give a 9, maybe a 9.5 even. I just took a little bit off for the Monegasque flag in the background, but somebody's obsessed with the Zandvoort podium. It's really having a moment, all three of them have it as their picture. I mean, to be fair, the lighting is amazing. He looks great. His hair particularly. Everyone on the podium was having a great hair day. So I get using it. And for Lando, it definitely makes sense because he won, right? And this was like his first, like, I mean, obviously Miami was his first victory, but this one he really sent the message. He won by a lot. It was good. Like, the championship fight was on. It was a moment for him for sure. So I like that they're using that. It makes a little bit more sense than it does for Max or Charles. But I did have to take a little bit off for the flag, just to be fair, because I took it off for Max too. 7 out of 10. This is actually the ID photo you take for your badge at freshman orientation when you go to college. It's cute, but we could do better. Again, 7 out of 10 feels fair. Like, good, but I'm waiting for you to be great. To quote the great Abby Lee Miller. Alex is such a cutie. I love this photo. I will say I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 just because he is very sweaty, which is understandable and totally fine by me. But personally, if I was selecting a picture of myself to be on Wikipedia, I probably wouldn't choose one where I'm drenched in sweat. So I knocked it down a point for that. Carlos's is the ID photo that you take for your college identification badge, your junior year of college. So you're like a little bit more prepared this time. He looks cool as hell here. I'll say that. It is a little bit old and also kind of from far away and just not the best example of what I would show someone to, like, this is what a person looks like. You know what I mean? Like, he's wearing sunglasses. It's kind of far. So I gave it an 8 out of 10 because, like, overall I like it. But in terms of being a Wikipedia photo, I'm not totally sold. 5 out of 10. I like that we went with the podium. I like that he's wearing the Red Bull suit, but it is kind of far away and you kind of can't see him at all. So I feel like 5 out of 10. We got to get a better one in there. I have to give it a 10 out of 10, which is a little bit of a deviation because I did say that I had to knock Fernando down for it being from 2017, but this is from 2016. I would have believed you if there wasn't that, like, caption underneath it. I would have literally thought that this was taken this season or last. Like, kind of crazy. He really found a hairstyle that worked for him and he went with it, and I support that choice. But I feel like this is a great photo. He looks exactly like that, so 10 out of 10. I don't have any notes for him. Bortoletto literally inspired this entire video. 500 out of 10. It's amazing. 10 out of 10, no notes. A man of the people. This is me waiting for the Zoom call to connect every single day. And if you combined him and Nico Rosberg into one person, they could take a selfie at a normal angle. My Shayla. Like, he truly is so adorable here. I absolutely love this photo. That being said, much like Kimmy, because he's so young, we gotta be keeping, he's more up to date. And overall, it is kind of random. Like, the lighting is coming from behind him. There are better photos of Ollie out there. I went with 4 out of 10 because it's just not a very good Wikipedia photo. I'm so sorry, but it is adorable. Esteban, I gave a 0 out of 10 because now I know that we're trolling. This man's been in Formula One for so long. Come on. There's got to be a better photo out there. I would be so mad if this was my Wikipedia photo. 10 out of 10. Damn. That's all I have to say. I mean, I kind of wish that glass wasn't there, but genuinely, I was looking at his face because he looks so... Jensen, I gave an 8 out of 10 because this is a good photo. It's super up to date and everything, but the fluorescent lighting, it's a crime. Literally, fluorescent lighting should be outlawed. Genuinely. Why does it look like he's remembering the horse? Honestly, this is pretty funny, but judging this from the perspective of if it was my Wikipedia photo, I do have to give it a 4 out of 10. Another 4 out of 10. We simply must update this. I personally am having war flashbacks. Sebastian Vettel, what can you say? Beautiful, show-stopping, no notes. Red Bull said, my beloved. Am I going to be a massive hypocrite and rate this 10 out of 10, even though this picture is probably older than literally all of the other, or it's definitely older than all of the other ones, and I took points off for that? No. I am going to give it a 9 out of 10. Take 1 point off, because it's my video and I can do what I want. I mean, I'm literally wearing a 5 neck. Like, what do you... You know what? I just thought of this. Bortoletto carrying on the number 5 well by having an iconic Wikipedia photo, I must say.